Let me tell you what I like in home decor right now. I feel like every few months or every 6 months, I have new things I like and I jot them down in my little notes on my phone. And this morning I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? We have more items that I like in home decor right now. How many times have I said like? So thought I would, read you off my list, show you some examples, let you know what I'm liking in home decor right now, because there are quite a few things that I've been into. And some of these things I've implemented in my own home or at my office storefront. And some of the stuff I haven't implemented but I want to, and maybe you can. So here we are in my garage yet again. And, I'm drinking a vitamin water. I actually wanted some caffeine, but I didn't have any, so I'm drinking sugar, basically. All right. Let's get started on today's video of what I like in home decor 2025 June. As a Gemini, it's almost my birthday. So, happy birthday to me. Tile tables. And I'm not really talking about mosaic tile tables. I do like mosaic stuff as well, but I'm actually talking about, like side tables or coffee tables that have a grid of vintage tile. I think this is a really fun way to add in, something unique that isn't just plain wood or metal. You can find these types of tile tables on First Dibs. I guess maybe on Facebook Marketplace. I do feel like these are more of an investment piece because usually, there's some unique tiles. So it gets a little pricey. But I also think you could make this table if you're good at DIYs. If you find some vintage tile when you're out and about, and then you just, lay it on a side table. I guess it would need to have like a little indent in it, or else you have a border, or you could have border piece tiles. I don't know. If you've made one of these, send it to me. But I'm very into tile tables. Have I said this one before? I don't know. Something I've been realizing recently is how difficult it is to find vintage glassware. I recently went to Mexico City for a vacation. And of course, we went to 4 flea markets. If you are interested in seeing where I went on my Mexico City vacay, sign up for the newsletter because you might have already missed it from this video. I don't know. Go sign up if you want to see this type of stuff. But anyways, when I was thrifting in Mexico City, I was like, I want to get a bunch of dishware. I want to get glassware. And there really wasn't any glassware. I got a little bit of dishware, but I've realized how difficult it has gotten to find vintage glassware in general. It's hard. But what I specifically like in vintage glassware are vintage tumblers. Obviously, you can do wine glasses, you can do highball glasses, you can get vintage anything. But a big vintage tumbler glass, I'm very into. And I was able to find quite a few on Etsy and eBay. But in person, I haven't found any. I will find, like smaller little vintage glasses, which is fine. But sometimes I want, a big water glass. So I'm very into vintage tumbler glasses, even though it's really hard to thrift them. So you got to dig deep or go to estate sales. Maybe, I don't know. Where can we find vintage glassware other than Etsy and eBay? Let us know, please. Thank you. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this one before, but I'm really into having a mirror in your bathroom over your window, which I guess really requires a specific bathroom that you can do this. But if I had a window in my bathroom, I would put a mirror over it. I feel like that is the perfect area to do your makeup. I've been actually really struggling in my own house right now where to do my makeup. Not that I do that much. I've been starting to bring a little mirror by my kitchen sink because I want, some daylight, and it just depends. I never get light in my bathroom, basically. But if I had a window in my bathroom, I would, float a mirror somewhere, or at least have it sitting, close to the window. I'm into mirrors over windows. That is what I'm saying. So if you can do that, do it and send me a photo, because I'm interested to see, just like a normal bathroom have this, because all my example images are, nice ass bathrooms. So yeah, show me. Show me if you do it. I chatted a little bit about this in my video I filmed with Lindy and Kate, where we discussed what we would do to our homes if we had all the money in the world, if we won the lottery. Here's a little 30-second preview of that video if you haven't watched it.
Whoa. And home run.
Okay, and we're back. Anyways, we discuss skylights. I love skylights. I think having a skylight in your kitchen, in your hallway, in your bed, literally every room. I think a skylight, if you can put in a skylight, you should do it. It can be a little pricey to add one. If you're on the hunt for a house, if you're looking to move, maybe keep an eye out for that little detail, because they add so much light to a space and it just opens it up. I don't know. I think it's really pretty when a skylight has, like a beam and it, shines on something specific. We like a skylight. Okay? Do you like a skylight? I like a skylight. I'm very into a skylight. Maybe I've said this one before. I don't think I have, though, besides that video. We're doing another video, me, Kate, and Lindy, coming out next week or in the 2 weeks. I don't know. Anyways, stay tuned. You know how I've talked about having not like a salt lamp, but some type of light fixture that feels like the sun is on your side table or coming in through the window. A light fixture that kind of mimics the sun for mental health, basically. Like something like this, It just adds like a nice glow. But I recently got this light fixture in my bedroom, this big rectangle paper fixture. At first, I was like, I don't know where I'm going to put this, maybe on the ground. And then I threw it up on my armoire. And I have grown to like this thing so much. I love it. It feels like it's like a little window where sun is coming in. And mentally, it is just so nice. And going to bed, having that on. I even bought a little remote so that I can lay in bed and enjoy my little sun from across the room. And then I can turn it off with my little remote from Amazon. But yeah, I'm really into that lamp, basically. Basically a lamp I have. Or just anything that mimics the sun. Even though it's summer and there's a lot less gloom, I still love these types of lamps for at night. I just always want to feel a little glow of sun for my mental health. Hi, we're in my living room because we're going to take a quick little ad break to talk about today's sponsor, Cezanne. This is the Juan top, and I also got this in a cream color, which I really like. They just have good tanks. They fit well. Let me change into the other one I got because I'm actually really into a white on white look this summer. The painter's look, Okay, when it comes to my tank tops, I don't normally always wear it cropped, but what I've been doing lately is that I fold the tank top under so then I don't have to wear a bra. I also have this one in black. Apparently I'm wearing all Cezanne tank tops this summer. I'm very excited about my new beach blanket. I actually don't really have beach blankets. I need to go to the beach. This is actually a good excuse. This is a little preppier of a bag than I normally go for, but I was thinking I could share this with my mom. I do usually have one classic item or a preppy item with my outfit, and I also think my mom's gonna really like this purse. She's obsessed with this shape bag and this straw. Pretty, right? We love it. And now for my favorite item I got. So this bag, I'm very excited to use. I really love how long it is. I feel like it's a good bag to travel with, Bonjour. I'm heading to the beach. Here we go. And then later on in the evening, I'm going out. If you want to shop any of these items, I've linked them all down below. And we love Cezanne. We appreciate them. Everything's very high quality. They also do a good job at showing a lot of classic pieces that you'll have forever, but then they also have some more fun prints and whatnot. So go check them out. And thank you, Cezanne, for sponsoring this video. I love you. And I'm off to my bedroom. Okay. This one's kind of random, but I'm really into this color green. This specific shade of green. I have a book in this color that sits in my living room, but I'm into it more than just a little book. I think a pillow or a throw or anything in this, it's like Kelly green, but it's a little more lime. It's lime green, but mixed with Kelly. I don't really know, but very into having something in this fabric or an art piece or a book or a lamp. I think this touch, is really nice. I always talk about adding in a touch of neon, and I think for a while it was, like highlighter yellow or a bright red orange, but I'm really into this green. I'm really into it, especially in a fabric, I think. Not like a sheet or like a pillowcase, but a throw blanket or a pillow or upholstering, your chairs in that color. If you watched my video where I go thrifting in Palm Springs, I made a follow-up video where I show everything I got, and I specifically got these vases that almost look like ice. Here's a little clip showing you what I'm talking about. And welcome back. I just am into glass that looks like ice. What is this style called? I know it's very, mid-century, I'm pretty sure, but I bet it has some type of style to it, but I like it. I like a glass with like some little bubbles in it. I feel like it would be cool if you had, a glass pendant maybe. But yeah, mainly vases and cups, I guess. So icy vases and cups, I'm into that. So go scour the internet and try to find something. Couldn't tell you a search word for it though. Couldn't tell you. When I'm looking for anything on Etsy or eBay or Facebook Marketplace, one of my key words that I'm using nowadays is Italian. I feel as though it used to be mid-century or Danish. I still use those words when I'm searching for something, but now I'm very into Italian furniture, specifically Italian light fixtures. I recently ordered this pendant light that is going to live in our bathroom at the office, but there are so many great Italian table lamps, pendant lights, I don't know, just light fixtures in general. I feel as though the keyword Italian is what's bringing me to everything I love. I also love how this is just like a thin glass little guy. I'm very into glass, I guess, right now specifically. I also like how glass lights up in this type of pendant. Like it kind of shines in weird directions. I don't know. I guess this is also pretty space age, this specific light, but in general, I'm very into Italian light fixtures. So yeah. And I am Italian, so that's fun. But Italian design, Italian furniture, so good. So go use that. If you watched my recent office/storefront updates, you saw that we installed a cork wall. Well, like a cork corner wall. Hold on, here's another little clip showing you the showing you the cork wall. And we're back. How did you like it? Do you like the cork wall? I do. I like cork. As you can tell, I like cork. I like cork floors. I think cork walls are cool. I think a cork table is sweet. I think adding in a cork wall is an affordable way to kind of just add some warmth and playfulness to a space. And I just think entering in that texture is cool in general. I had a childhood friend whose mom installed cork flooring. As a kid, I remember being like, wow, cork flooring. Whoa. I think about it to this day, apparently. So yeah, I guess I would get a cork floor if I was doing that, if I was renovating a house. It's also fairly inexpensive. I found this site that you can order cork tiles, and I think Kate is actually using that on a project in like cork flooring a bathroom somewhere. I think you can do that as long as the bathroom doesn't have a shower, you know, like a guest bathroom or whatever. What are those extra bathrooms called that are just like in the hallway? It's just a toilet. Anyways, we like cork, and you can put cork in there. It's a good trend, I think, that people are getting into cork. I've said cork too many times. I don't like it. I don't like the word anymore. As you all know, my office is made of these old office cabinets that we found at this liquidation sale, or that I found at a liquidation sale. The reason I'm saying we is that we went back to this liquidation sale. It's in Los Angeles. I think it's called Cabinet Liquidators, and it's about an hour outside of the city, but they sell all these types of cabinets for $100, $150, whatever. And so I think it's a really fun and inexpensive way to create a specific custom piece of furniture. Not only have I created this desk out of old office cabinets, we recently created a hutch cabinet at the office / storefront out of those cabinets as well. And it's just so inexpensive. Well, at least at this Cabinet Liquidators. My brother actually made a similar desk like mine in his office in Chicago. He found these on Facebook Marketplace and did the same thing as me with a custom piece of wood, which I think turned out really nice. I'm actually filming some stuff at my brother's new place in Chicago. He's been doing it up, and he has good taste, and we're going to work on a few projects. I'm going to film that. So that's coming out later. But anyways, yeah, he made this desk. And then I also found this Pinterest photo where someone made a sofa out of file cabinets, which I think is, or what are those called? Like art files. So I think you could make anything. You could literally make a bed. You could make a sofa, apparently. You could make yourself a hutch. You can make a desk. Just a cheap way to do that by just buying an old cabinet and getting a custom piece of wood. So go give it a try, and I'm very into it. Very into it. Okay, for art, we always have to touch base on art at some point. I really like when art is lined vertically up a pole. So if you have a weird like jolt somewhere in your apartment, maybe it's like a vent, you know, sometimes there's just some like weird architecture that comes out and you're like, what do I do with this? I think it looks really cool if you vertically add some framed art up that pole all the way to the ceiling. I also really like when art is lined horizontally at the top of the ceiling. I think that's such a unique touch to a space, especially if you want to make, you know, a room feel unique. I feel like you could do this in any room, honestly. I also like when art is on the ceiling. I think that's a fun touch as well. That one's a little more kooky, I guess, but I don't know, just like aligning art in a row, whether it's at the top of the ceiling or up a pole or wherever you want to do it, framed, lined art. Art that is lined vertically or horizontally and framed. I guess it doesn't have to be framed. I don't know. I'm into it. I don't have a pole to line it up on, I guess. We have some at the office that we're trying to do. That's what kind of gave me the idea. I'm going to name 2 color combos that I'm really into right now. I mentioned this last one in a video, I think like a week ago. I'm really into black and red. I think black and red together is a fun little touch that, I don't know, maybe I would have been not as into a few years ago. I have these cups that are black and red that I got from the Brimfield Antique Fair. I designed these bags that are black and red that actually weren't that popular, but I think, honestly, I'm ahead of the game. I have some left over, so I will be selling these at the office supplies, my vintage store. But that color combo I'm really into. Just like a little touch. I don't think you should, you know, go ham on it, but I think a little black and red, I don't know, just adds some like gamer, I don't know how to describe the vibe of black and red. What do you think? But I like it. That's one color combo I'm really into. And then the other color combo I'm really into is orange and a dark green. I guess, again, this is based off of a bag I designed. But I feel as though this color combo is seen a lot in fashion, mainly like sneakers and stuff like that. But I don't feel like you see orange and green mixed together in interiors. So I do like that color combo. But the thing is, you have to make sure it's the correct shades. A really, darker green and, a more like muted-ish orange, I guess. Because it could go wrong if you don't do the shades right. But very into that color combo. Again, both of these just little touches in your space. Nothing too crazy. Don't go painting your room orange with green trim. I mean, you could. So you could do that. Go do that. Send me a photo if you do that. And last but not least, friends and family, I am really into, well, I obviously, I'm into reupholstering. I'm encouraging reupholstering pretty much on every video. But what I've been more into right now, which I haven't done myself, but when you have a small stool or something really small that you're reupholstering, instead of finding upholstery fabric, you could find, an old jacket or an old dress or vintage fabric or something that like has a little art piece in the middle to upholster on your stool. And then it creates this cool little moment. Yeah, no, it's not upholstery fabric per se, but I don't know. I guess when it comes to something really tiny where you only need, 1 yard or half a yard of fabric, I think you could venture out into, buying an old jacket on eBay and having it backed and then reupholstering it. So I do want to do that. I don't know where I'm going to do it. I don't know where I need a bench or what else could you reupholster? I guess like a stool or I don't know, something tiny. You could put a cool piece of fabric or even, if you have a leftover jacket from your grandpa or something like that, like an old family heirloom that just sits, somewhere. I'm not saying tear up something important, but you could use that fabric on your stool as an art piece. Then it's an art piece, okay? Well, that is everything I am liking right now, June 9th, 2025. Did I say July at the beginning of the video? I don't know. But this is everything I'm into. What is this? My third, fourth video saying what I like? I feel like I should go back and review my last ones and see if I still like everything that I'm saying. Because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, what was I saying 4 years ago? I don't know. Maybe we should review. All right. I'm going to go inside and I'm going to eat some ham. I did buy some honey ham and some Swiss and a little mustard, and I'm going to go eat that and maybe a few other things. Who knows? And then I'm going to go off to the office. I have a lot of work to do. That's that. Leave me some video ideas down below if you have any. I'm just curious what you want to see. I know everyone's requesting a prop styling video. I've seen a ton of comments on that recently. So I am going to do something like that. But if you have any other ideas, let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to be shooting the shit per usual. All right. Happy summer, y'all. Goodbye.